Alright, the fact that I'm making another axe video today means that I'm still not at work. Actually, I tried to go to work this morning and it wasn't happening, so my body's not ready, I guess. But I gave it a try, so it's kind of depressing, kind of sucks. It's a little irritating, but I'm gonna work through it. So here's another axe video. I'm gonna try to move through a bunch of axes today because this is going kind of slow, and so I'm gonna move through as many as I can and try to keep the video under 20 minutes. I might jump over and show you guys some other stuff that's not rafting axes. So yeah, here we go. Let's see here. I got this thing's cool. This is a 5-pound Forest King. It's been like, what do you call that, refurbished or redone to make look like it's brand new. Somebody painted it and put a sticker on it and then hafted it on a brand new handle. So Forest King, I don't think I've shown you guys one of those yet. They're in the mediocre as far as quality and how desirable they are. Here's another one. This one is on original handle. That's original paint. This handle says Forest King on it. It looks like a 36. So yeah, that's another nice one. I always like when you can still see the paint line, where a lot of times it's wore back to like right in here, but if you can still see the paint line, then that kind of tells you it hasn't really been used in an extreme amount. Another plum. I got lots of plums, guys. This is a 4-pound plum rafting axe, original handle, permabond. This handle, if I remember right, is a little bit bent. That's a 36-inch handle. Here is another plum waffle. What's different about this one is it has no plum logo on it, but you can see where there was a sticker, so they call that a paper label plum waffle. This handle is pretty sweet. My buddy in Florida makes these handles, so he's somewhat new to the game, but he does a really good job. Okay, here's my other plum 4 national. This one says patent applied for. Some of the nationals say that, and you can kind of date them to a certain era if they have that on them. In really good shape. Original handle, curved handle. Still has the sticker. This one's not permabond though. So I've heard from several people that there was only one plum 4 on original handle, and I have 2 of them, so that makes me think that there's probably a few more out there. Here's something different. A lot of guys like cedar patterns. Here's a really nice plum cedar pattern. It says the Cedar Axe. On original handle, permabond. These get up there in price. They're real desirable. People pay a lot of money for them, especially in that condition. Here's a Collins 5-pound rafter, 26-inch handle, original handle. Still has the Homestead sticker on it. If you guys stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to show one of my top 3 favorite axes. So hopefully you guys can stick around till the end. I'm going to show a lot of really cool stuff today, but I'll show something really nice at the end. Here is a plum hatchet, original handle, Permabond, still with the sticker on it, with the original case, says plum on it. Okay, here's just a weird little double bit hatchet I made. Purple heart wood. I made the handle. I did some laser engraving on it. When I first got my laser engraver, I was just messing around. Okay, let's get into this rack here. This one here, I believe it's definitely a 5-pound axe. There's no markings on it, but I believe it's just a China. I believe this is made in China, or some kind of generic company made this. It's got black paint. Some of the China stuff has black paint, so I'm kind of thinking it's China. I got it for cheap and I didn't have one, so I picked it up. Okay, here's one you guys haven't seen yet. This is a 5-pound Kelly stiletto. It's got a stiletto stamp. Just a different line of the Kellys. No eye ridges. White oak wedge. Big thick handle, 28-inch handle. This is not a rafter. This is, I don't know if you can consider that a Dayton pattern. 5-pound saw, Sweden. They also call it weatherlings. I chamfered the pole on this one. My plan was I was gonna slam wedges with it, and then I put it on this handle, and I started noticing how bit heavy it is, and the haft didn't go that great. There's a gap right there because, like I was talking about in my last axe video, how a lot of these Sweden eyes are hourglass shaped, and it's really hard to haft, so you end up either with a gap down here or a gap up there. This one's kind of interesting. No markings on it, but it's Permabond, which makes me think it's a plum paper label. You can see there was a sticker right there. I'm thinking definitely original handle, 4 pounds. Doesn't look hand forged. It's got like a seam, like it was poured in a mold or something. Looks a little cheaper. This thing's awesome. This is a 5-pound Kelly True Temper Vulcan 2-line. So the 2-line means it says True Temper Vulcan. A 3-liner would be like this is a 3-liner flint edge, 4-pound flint edge, because it says True Temper Flint Edge Kelly Works. There's 3 lines of text right there. So the 3-liners are more common. The 2-liners are more rare. This is on a Garrett Austin handle. I got this, Gordy had this at West Coast Saw, and he was going through a bunch of stuff, and he was trying to downsize on some things, and I ended up buying this. This is a handmade handle by Garrett Austin, also known as Step Into the Deep on Instagram. Timber faller he's out of Washington or Northern Oregon. Here is this is a 5-pound Kelly wood slasher rafting axe. Possibly original handle. It looks old. It's definitely vintage. It might be a 4. I think I see a stamp 4 right there. Eye ridges. Alright, I gotta show this one because it's falling over. Here's a Puget Sound. This one's over 13 inches. So if you get any Puget Sounds that are 13 and longer, they get pretty spendy, and a lot of the Puget collectors want them 13 or longer. And this is a 2-liner, true temper flint edge on an octagonal handle. I would say it's probably a 40-inch handle. This is a handmade handle, and somebody made it octagon shape. So the whole reason for the octagon shape is if you hold your hand like that, it's kind of an octagon shape, and your fingers and knuckles fit around it for grip. Really nice. Octagon handles feel really nice in the hand. Okay. This is a 4-pound Arvika. I'm not going to take that sheath off. 4-pound Arvika. The pole on this one's way more square and fatter. Each different maker's a little bit different. Okay, this next one is one of my favorites. The GBA rafters are my well, I don't know if it's my favorite, but they are up there in the top 3. And this one is in really good shape. It's a GBA, made in Sweden, 5-pound, original handle. Original handles. See, this is the Strokes line I was talking about in my last video. Strokes Sweden steel. So if you get a Sweden axe and it says Strokes on it, these things go for a lot of money. And this one's in really nice shape, full bit. Still have lots of blue paint on it. One of my favorite axes right there. Here's another one. Check that one out. I made this axe. I sold it to Gordy, and I ended up buying it back. I engraved Strobro on it. Here's my 2021 logo. This is an East Coast Lumberjack handle. Really nice handles. They're flatter. They're flatter than most handles, and it's kind of cool because when you're hitting stuff, if you get an axe that's really bit heavy and you're hitting wedges with it, it'll flop around. And if you have a flat handle, you can kind of control that a little bit. Another really nice axe. Alright, here I got some little Nationals. Here's a small Plum National in really good shape. Probably, I think this is 1 3/4 pound. Here is, I won this one in a raffle on Axe Addicts on Facebook. This is a custom handle. I can't remember the guy's name. I feel really bad about not remembering his name that made this. Oh wait, no. Gibson quality. Can't remember his first name. But this one's a little bit bigger. This one's 2 1/4, something like that. I've got all the nationals except for the 5-pounder, and the 5-pounder is the holy grail of all axes to me. If I come up on a 5-pound national, I'd be really stoked. And actually, I was doing a swap meet, a local swap meet last weekend, and there's other guys there selling axes, and I ended up buying a couple axes from this guy, and I was in a hurry and I didn't look around enough, and I came back the next day and we got to talking, and I said, hey, if you ever find a 5-pound national, I'll make your mortgage payment. And he said he sold one that morning for $100. And I know a lot of people that collect axes and a lot of people that really like nationals, and they all want the 5-pounder. Nobody has one, and he had one, so, and I missed out on it, but bummer deal. I'm pretty mad about that, but hopefully I'll end up coming across another one. Here's a little tiny national, original handle. Here's another little one, original handle. Oh, okay, here's something you haven't seen yet. Here's a Walters. I believe that's a 4-pound Walters rafter. I think Walters is Canadian. I could be wrong. They're pretty rare. The 5-pound Walters, which I have a couple of them, they're pretty rare and they go for a lot. Here is this is a Sater Banco. This is a Sater Banco rafting axe, 3 1/4. So it says Sater Banco right there. Made in Sweden, 3 1/4. These are really rare. They make a 4-pounder, and Gordy has one, and I met one other guy that has the 4-pound Sater, and none of those guys will part with them. I tried. I made this handle. This is a handle I made. Left the wedge proud. Square at the bottom. Osage palm swell. How much time are we looking at? 18 minutes. Okay, we got time for a couple more. This one right here is one of my favorite rafters. This is a genuine Norland, but this one's special, and I'll show you why. Five-pound genuine Norland, original handle. The font is a little different, and it's down here. Most of them are up here, but this one is what they call scripted, and it says log splitter. Norland, on all their axes, they came out, I don't know if you would call it a line of their axes that were scripted. Like I have a Northern collection, and I'll show my Northern collection in a different video, but when they're scripted, they say what they are on one side in cursive writing. Like I have one that's there's log splitter, there's cabin axe, all different ones, and if they're scripted, they're worth a lot, and more rare. Like you don't see the scripted ones that much. I know other rafter collectors that don't have this one and really want it. Original sheath, says Norland on it. So this is one of my faves. Okay, let's get into some different stuff. Here is a Plum 3-2 Rockaway, or Jersey. So I called these Rockaways for a long time if they had round lugs, but come to find out Rockaway is a totally different pattern, and they consider this a Jersey. Original handle, Plumb 3.2 means 3.5, so the head weight is probably 3.5. Here's another one, same exact axe. That handle's a little bit longer. This thing, this Plumb USA Tasmanian is a deadly axe. This thing is in really good shape. I've had people offer me lots of money for this thing. I'm pretty sure this is a replacement handle. Super Slash. I don't think that's original handle. I think it's a vintage handle, but I think it's a replacement handle. So, Plumb 4-pound Tasmanian. Super nice one. Connecticut. Here's a Plumb 3.2 Connecticut. Original handle. Permabond. Super nice axe. Here is a Plumb All-American. This is a jersey. Permabond. Original handle. And this sticker actually says Permabond Plumb on it. Here is a jersey. So this is a jersey that's pointed lug. Original handle. Okay. That's all I'm going to show. I got one more. That's one of my. I said I was going to show something really special at the end, and so here it is. GBA, 5 pounds. They call that NOS, new old stock. So it's a vintage head that's still in brand new shape with the sticker, the stroke sticker. I'm not going to say what I paid for this thing because it's kind of embarrassing, but I had to have it. So this is top 3 of one of my favorites, and the other ones are sitting right over there, and you guys will have to stay tuned for the next video to see the rest of them. Right on, thanks.